fifth of 5 presidents. What a scene.
All right, fellas, welcome back to the Alpha Platform. Before we get started, subscribe to your channel. Thank you for supporting your career of black content creators like myself. I appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button. Keep supporting. I greatly appreciate it once again. We got to talk about this whole Trump and Clinton situation that's going viral everywhere. And, just to give you the backstory, because I'm going to get into the real nitty details in just a, few minutes. Anyhow, the backstory. So, we knew that Trump had affiliations with Epstein, right? We knew this stuff. But what we didn't know was the nitty-gritty details between Trump and other people who visited Epstein's island. One of those people being allegedly Bill Clinton. So the internet is losing its mind because it has came out through the Epstein files that Clinton and Trump had some form of sexual relationship, some type of sexual relationship. And they just have their minds blown. And I'm going to cover the full story for you all. But before I do, what I want to say is this. People have got to realize that our world is being ran by secret societies. And they follow a different code of ethics that we poor common people follow. They don't follow Christian religion. They don't follow religion as we know it today. That's for poor people because they need power and control over poor people. These individuals are in the business of preserving the culture of the Roman Empire, where they had 30, 40 relation parties, adult parties, where they had access to people underage. There was no age limit or age, you couldn't get in trouble for doing what you wanted to do with people of a certain age, put it that way. These are individuals that worshiped the female body, believed that women should have parties where different men are, doing what they doing with them, and the individual's milk that ended up gosh, this is so hard. The individual's milk that ended up making the woman bring forth a child is the individual that had the best milk and the individual that deserved to reproduce. These are individuals that believed it was okay to have relations with other men. Why? Because it's human sexuality. This is all human sexuality. Most men do not care about who they have relations with. They don't. They're only putting up a front for women and for it to look good in society's eyes. Most men do not care. So it's not a shock to me that these two powerful men who are part of secret societies are having relations with each other or had relations with each other. It's not surprising me. What I really want to know is, because people are coming out to say there's photos and video evidence and whatnot. Where is it? Where is the evidence? Where is the evidence? Where is it at? And I ask because are these photos from the 70s and the 80s or are they from like recent times? Because that makes a huge difference. Either way, I want to see it. Either way, I just want to see it. But I'm just, bringing that point up. So yeah, let's get into this topic. Let's dive into what happened. I'll read some posts, read some comments. And it's ironic that this man is so anti-LGBTQ, yet he's one of the girls. He's one of the girls. And it's like, life is crazy. This country is crazy. It's just crazy. Anyhow, let's roll the tape. Let's get into it.
All right, I want to kick things off by reading a Facebook post by Brian Tyler Cohen. He says, breaking in leaked email, Epstein asked his brother whether Putin has photos of Donald Trump blowing Bubba, which is Bill Clinton's nickname. This is from March 21st, 2018. It kicks things off from Mark Epstein. It looks like, his name is Mark Epstein, Epstein's brother. So Mark says, I'd rather be in Donnie D's shoes. Jeffrey responds, you mean Donnie T, meaning Donald Trump. Mark responds, you and your boy Donnie can make a remake of the movie Get Hard. What is that movie? Anyhow, I have to look it up later. Get Hard. Jeffrey responds and says, and I thought I had something. He thought he had something. Mark says, ask him if Putin has the photos of Trump blowing Bubba, meaning blowing Bill Clinton. Jeffrey responds and say, all good. Bannon with me. All good, Bannon with me. Meaning Steve Bannon. Mark responds and says, how are you doing? A while back, you mentioned that you were pre-diabetic. Has anything changed with that? What is your boy Donald up to now? Let's read some comments. It has over almost 20,000 likes on Facebook and almost 4,000 comments. Amy says, if this specific thing was the thing that brought Trump down, it would be the most glorious book in ever. Yep. Tina says, this is like the freak off of all the presidents. Kelly says, the memes have been extra diabolical today. Noah says, South Park is going to have a field day with this one. Rick says, no wonder Donald always wants to hear YMCA. I did hear that was a gay anthem, like a gay anthem, YMCA. You remember that back in the day. The millennials know what I'm talking about. You Gen Z, I don't think you know what I'm talking about. But back in the day, YMCA was a huge gay anthem. All right, I want to read something from Truth Social, which is Donald Trump's social media platform. He did come out to respond. As you can see now, he says, now that the Democrats are using the Epstein hoax involving Democrats, not Republicans, to try and deflect from the disastrous shutdown and all of their other failures, I will be asking Attorney General Pam Bondi and the Department of Justice, together with our great patriots at the FBI, to investigate Jeffrey Epstein's involvement and relationship with Bill Clinton, Larry Summers, Reid Hoffman, J.P. Morgan, Chase, and many other people and institutions to determine what was going on with them and him. This is another Russia scam, with all arrows pointing to the Democrats. Records show that these men and many others spent large portions of their life with Epstein and on his island. Stay tuned. I understand why he says that, but we need not forget that Epstein had frequented Mar-a-Lago quite a few times. So it's hard for me to believe that a billionaire or a millionaire such as Jeffrey Epstein was able to join Mar-a-Lago without meeting Donald Trump, without courting Donald Trump prior to. It doesn't seem plausible to me. So it's not like he doesn't know him either. So if the Democrats know him, Donald Trump surely knows who Jeffrey Epstein was.
You're telling me that Trump blew in Bill Clinton's saxophone? You're telling me there's actual real-life emails that were dumped that says Trump gave the Gluck Gluck 3000 to Bill Clinton. Shouldn't have done that with my cheek. Damn. I have never not wanted to see proof of that. I've never more been like, maybe that should only touch the eyes of people who need to do the prosecution, because I would rather light my eyeballs on fire with acid and glass than see that. That is that's my new 9/11. You're telling me.
Okay, so it depends. Like, did the videos or photos, are they from how they look currently, or are they from back in the 70s and 80s? Because they looked a little bit different back in those days. I mean, I want to see the videos or photos regardless of when they came out. But it seemed like Clinton was just out here doing his thing. This from Mr. William Spreck. It says, oh, no, thank you, President Trump, Clinton emails. I wonder, something tells me the White House is not going to have the full story about this, or the entire email collection released regarding this, because it's so embarrassing for the president. What are the odds the most homophobic president we've ever had is also a closeted DO dude, a trade, as the girls like to say. Anyhow, this has 300,000 likes. Sam says, big, beautiful bill. Yeah, that has 40,000 likes. Yeah, why did he call it BBB, big, beautiful bill? Like, it puts a new meaning to it. It's like, reality is stranger than fiction. And I truly believe life is nothing but a stage, and this is a huge example. Next comment, Ali says, Trump is our first LGBTQ plus president. 75,000 likes, 400 replies. Gigi says, I just opened the app, sir. Yeah, it's like it's a mind game when you think about it, because it's like you never would have thought those two together, because they claim to hate each other. They don't even sit next to each other at another president's funeral. But they've been smashing. They've been having, doing whatever they're doing. It's weird. It's weird. But, it kind of makes sense, though, because, when you hook up with somebody, like, let's say you hooked up with a straight person, right? A person that was straight or questioning. After the hookup, they don't want nothing to do with you. Like, they don't want to talk to you. They don't want to be associated with you. There's a lot of times there's anger. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of times there's anger after that hookup, because it was never supposed to happen. Like, so I could see how they don't want anything to do with each other and they can't stand each other. But it just seemed like Clinton was out there doing anything and everything but Hillary Clinton. All right, next video.
What do you mean Trump gave Bill Clinton?
Okay, I can't play that. I'll get him monetized.
What do you mean? What do you mean there are photos? There are photos that Putin has. What do you mean? I don't ever want to see those photos. Okay. And why is Bill Clinton's third leg in everybody's mouth but Hillary's?
Yeah, that's what we want to know. This is from Morgati or Morgan on TikTok. She has this video has a ton of likes. It has almost 600,000 likes. Let's read some comments here. Witchy Woman says this explains the whole Putin. What? This explains the looks Putin gives Trump now. That was a weird comment. So apparently Putin is giving Trump weird looks. I don't know. This has about 60,000 likes. All right. And how does Putin have these photos? That's what I want to say. That has 50,000 likes. I don't think there are photos out there with this. Like, I don't think so. I think it would be AI generated photos. But I will show you some photos out there that show Trump allegedly doing some crazy stuff to Clinton. And I think they're fake. When I look at the photos, I feel like this is fake. The whole AI thing is just crazy out here right now. All right, next video. Dominique.
Bubba is supposed to be Bill Clinton, bitch. Bitch, I'm laying on this bed in backshot formation. I'm gagged. Wait a minute. Girl. Oh. God is so good. God is so good. My God in heaven. Listen. Somebody tagged me in a video this morning on TikTok where it was the boys mine in the background, and it was Donald Trump, Bill Clinton, Monica Lewinsky, and Hillary Clinton. And I just didn't get it because I kind of just, I wasn't feeling well last night. And so I went to bed because I was like, bitch, I need to just make sure I got the energy to get to Pittsburgh today. And I was like, oh, it's cute. Bitch. What kind of dick Bill got?
Yeah.
Bitch, I'm gagged, bitch. So Miss Thing didn't want these files to come out because you were sucking people's dick. Girl, it's 2025. Everybody's sucking dick.
Is everybody sucking?
And if you ain't sucking dick, you get your dick sucked. It's simple math. 1 + 1 = 2, niece. And it's not far-fetched for you to be a dick sucker. For me. You know. In my opinion, all rich white men are sexually just whatever. I could see him sucking a dick for a loan. I could see him making somebody suck his dick for a loan. Men in those spaces, it's not just, let me be serious for a moment. I wish we could discuss more how, for many men, sexual actions are not about their pleasure. It's about them wielding power over the people.
So I think that's very much true. I think there also needs to be a discussion about how for many men, they just don't care about who they have sex with. They don't care. I think society and women are so brainwashed and so manipulated to believe that most men have some type of preference or sexuality. I don't believe they do. I believe men are willing to have sex with anything. If we go back to the Roman period, men were having sex with kids, they were having sex with women, they were having sex with trans, they were having sex with gays. I think that for the average man, they feel like people exist in this world for their sexual pleasure, and they're willing to do that with anybody a willing participant, a willing participant. It's just religion in the modern times that convince people that heterosexual men only have sex with women, or men only are supposed to have sex with women, etc. But I don't believe that. And we see the evidence all around us. Like everywhere you turn, there's straight men, quote unquote, straight men having sex with gays. There's straight men having sex with trans women and trans men. Like there's straight men just doing whatever they want to do, but we've been so brainwashed to believe otherwise. I'm gonna let her cook.
Does that make sense? I learned that when I was in prison. When I first got to prison, and many of the guys who had sexual assault charges were fine as fuck. Now, mind you, I'm 18, 19, so I don't know the world, you know what I'm saying? I don't understand the world at that point. And so I just was really gagged. I was just like, well, why are these very attractive men taking it from people? And I remember Mr. Shabazz in the law library, he was just like, Dominique, he was like, I'm gonna teach you about power. I'll never forget it. And he was an old Muslim dude. And a lot of people didn't want, he wasn't supposed to be talking to me, right? But he was just like, he would see me in the library, and so he respected me because he was like, you're smart. And I remember he broke it down for me, and I'll never forget it. And so, yeah, not just because they may enjoy the things, but because these men will make somebody suck their dick to let them know that they are bigger and better than them. And I know y'all are saying that's still gay, whatever. Don't let sexuality keep y'all from understanding the motives and the reasons that these niggas are truly nefarious.
Wow.
Free game.
That's going to be my next video idea. But she spoke on a lot of, I think, very pertinent topics. I did notice that too. Like if you look up sexual assault convictions and whatnot, a lot of these men are attractive. A lot of these men are not ugly men that are out here taking stuff from other people, doing all the things. These are not ugly dudes. And once again, I've had this conversation with a lot of people, and it just seemed like it doesn't resonate. For example, if you ever been, I'm going to just say the word, harassed as a child by an older man, and you were victimized by the older man, the man was not interested in pleasing himself. It was about power and control. Like that's how men they can do these acts to people who are underage. They can do these acts to people who are the opposite gender of who they claim to be attracted to. It's about power and it's about control. It's not about the act. It's not about the act. It's like, I can do this to you. I'm going to show you you have no power in the situation. I have power over you. A lot of people think it's about pleasure, and it's not about pleasure. It's about power and control. And these old people with money know this. Look at Diddy. Same thing. Know this. This is the common practice, I think, with older men. Okay, let's get back to Donald Trump. I think that's the last video. Let me shout out Dominic first. This is from the Dominic Morgan, a very popular, infamous trans woman of color, black trans woman. I really like her page. I'm following her as well. I think you guys should go ahead and follow her page on TikTok. This has about 30,000 likes, and I'm not going to read the comments because I think she had some really insightful commentary, and the comments are just cracking jokes. So we've already covered the jokes, but it was very, very popular. It's very popular amongst the dudes, and I just don't think people are ready to have this sort of conversation because the sexuality of men is deeply misunderstood. Combine that with narcissism. Allegedly this man is a narcissist, meaning our current White House occupant is a narcissist. So they don't care about who they sleep with. They don't care about it. They just care about the supply and the attention. So anyhow, let me read my notes. Give me just a second. So we know both men allegedly were tied up with Epstein, Clinton, and Donald Trump. And it's not far-fetched to believe not only were they engaging in acts with people underage, but they were also engaging in acts with people of the same gender, regardless of their sexuality. Again, it's a non-factor. I wanna end my video by saying this. Although people need to go to jail for all of this, everybody needs to be locked up, I also feel like we are being distracted from the fact that these billionaires want to extract as much wealth from us as humanly possible. queue out the 50-year mortgage. And nobody in their right mind is going to take out a 50-year mortgage. Nobody's going to do it. I bought my first house. My husband and I got our first house at 27 years old. 50 years from 27 to 77. You know, it's crazy. Like, we would be dead in the grave before we pay that mortgage off. You know, if you combine the interest payments, we would be probably paid $1 million in terms of the mortgage payments and whatnot over time. So I think we're being distracted. I think a lot of things are going on behind the scenes that we will not be privy to until it's already done. You know, I'm going to make another video talking about why Americans will not revolt. And this is part of the reason why we're so distracted. We're so divided with social media, and we're so distracted. We've lost the awareness that we have the power and that we can literally revolt. Literally revolt. Cue the French Revolution. Like, we saw what happened. Who was that lady in the French Revolution that got her hit? Marie Antoinette. Those people knew what they had to do to get their country back. We won't do it. We won't do it. We're too comfortable. We're too divided. You have black people fighting white people. You have immigrants come to this country thinking they better than the people that built the country. You got the gays. It's too much division. We will never come together, and these people are laughing all the way to the bank. All right, coming back to my closing remarks.
All right, gentlemen, what do you guys think about my commentary? What do you think about the posts, the videos, everything concerning this topic? It was crazy. I told you guys it was crazy. I told you guys it was unhinged. I told you guys it was disturbing. It was all the things. And it's like, I just feel like we're being distracted, to be honest. I feel like we're being distracted. And although this is tea, we have real life out here. The cost of living is way too high. Groceries way too high. Energy prices way too high. Christmas is about to be about to be a blackout. People are not talking about Christmas shopping. People are not out there buying gifts like they used to. People are not even going all out for Thanksgiving. People aren't doing this stuff anymore. And once again, I feel like we're being distracted. And I don't really care who this man is having escapades with. I just want to have a game plan in place for myself and my family in terms of making sure that we're okay if and when this economy crashes, because we're overdue for a crash. Overdue. Way overdue for economic collapse. Way overdue. Anyhow, what was back will pack. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below before I go. Anyhow, what was back will pack. Take care. Peace.
I don't wanna see a nigga bluff, nigga kill, nigga up. Nigga, what's up? Nigga, what's good? You and they can't, I still trap in the hood. Cell phone bang all night, so I'ma get to it all night. Then on the weekends, so they try to catch flights. With another bitch, nigga, really I might. I never spare, nigga, dare, nigga, trap a nigga, rob a nigga, chop a nigga, brother, nigga, tell a nigga, real a nigga, fuck, real a nigga, spill a nigga, I'ma beat a nigga, never feed a nigga, never see a nigga, never need a nigga, cut a nigga, bust a nigga, can't fuss nigga, what's up?